Hey there, it's Diane Forster, and welcome to I Have Today, the show that inspires, educates, and empowers you through life's transitions. Each week on this show, we talk about relevant topics and give you actionable steps in your life so that you can really live to your highest, greatest, fullest potential with passion, with purpose, with intention. And today we have what you would consider to be a somber, dark topic, but on the other side of it is you are going to learn about hope, about mission, about purpose, about healing in so many ways from my amazing guests today. So first, let me tell you, the title of the show is Heal Through Sudden Unexpected Loss of a Loved One. And my guest today is Cathleen Elle. She is an international best-selling author, transformational speaker, and certified intuitive success coach and healer. She's way more than that. I'm going to get into her bio when she joins us in a few minutes. And what she's talking about today is tomorrow is the release of her brand new book, Shattered Together, where she shares the story of tragically, suddenly, unexpectedly losing her teenage son, Logan, to suicide, and how she not only survived that and is thriving through that, and how she's helping so many other people to heal from the pain of sudden, unexpected loss. And so, I can't wait to have her on the show. She's a beautiful woman with a beautiful soul, and you're just going to learn so much about her and how to do this. So if you're watching us for the first time, I want to say welcome to the show. You can see us live every Monday at 11:03 a.m. Pacific time. Yeah, we know it's a weird time. That's just when we start Pacific time. And you can catch us live on E360 TV, on my YouTube channel, which is I Have Today with Diane Forster, and on my Facebook page, also called I Have Today with Diane Forster. And you can engage with me on Facebook. So that's where I'm able to see your comments. You can write your comments, you can write your questions, whatever's going on with you on Facebook, okay? On Facebook. And let me click my link over here so I can actually see the comments. And so, what we do during the show is later on in the show, I have a segment called Mentor Me Minute, where I take your questions and for one whole minute, I mentor you and give you the best of the best advice that I have for you. I usually go over a minute. It's just what happens, but you get the opportunity to ask me anything that's going on in your life. As a transformation coach and a mindset manifestation mentor, let me tap in and give you what you need. It would be my honor and privilege. And so the way you can do that is you can do it live here on Facebook, but you can also write in your questions. We have a link where you can enter in, and it's at dianeforster.com/mentor me. dianeforster.com/mentor me. So there's a link for it right there, a ticker for it. So that'll come up after my interview with Catherine. And then we always end each show with a powerful mantra meditation. And the reason why we do this is something that I do with all my private clients. They all get a personalized, customized mantra meditation from me. And the reason why is because we get in our own way. We have pain, trauma, which Kathleen is going to talk about. We have limiting beliefs. We have negative self-talk, and we have these mental blocks and what I call in the subconscious mind, the dandelions, that make us feel unworthy, not good enough, not lovable enough, not capable enough, not fill in the blank enough. And so the purpose of the mantra meditation is to get rid of some of those dandelions and replace them with what I call a bed of roses. And to let you know at the core of who you are is truly the power, the one. You are so worthy and deserving of this beautiful life that you are living right now, and that there's nothing, and I mean nothing, wrong with you. And so it's to heal you from a spiritual, from a metaphysical, a cellular, from a mental, emotional, capacity to really just let you know from every way possible how extraordinary you are. I hope you feel that. And so that's what the mantra meditations do. And so why they're so powerful is because your words really matter. Your thoughts really matter. And what you're thinking is creating the way you're feeling, which is creating the way you're communicating, which is what is responsible for your manifestations and your outcomes in life. And so if you're wondering why things happen to you and, why you can't seem to get ahead or why you have challenges or you're not even consciously aware of this. You just think this is the way it is. Well, that's for some people and it's not for me. Those are all the limiting beliefs that are anchored into your subconscious mind, telling you a story that you just bought. You just believe it. Like my friend Brian Ridgway says, it's just a story you're buying. And so what if you believed something different? What if you believed something more powerful? What if you really knew and believed it and owned just how worthy you are? Well, that's what these mantra meditations are designed to do. Just give you that little bit of inspiration, that motivation, that lift you need, the alignment you need so that you can start creating momentum in your life. When you create momentum in your life and you just start doing 1% better every day, that's what I teach, 1% better every day, that the momentum starts to build. And if you know anything about compound interest, after a year of doing 1% better every day, you're going to be 3,778% better. Best investment in the world is doing this work. And so that's what they're designed to do. And I wanted to have Cathleen on the show for a couple of reasons. First of all, she's an extraordinary woman doing extraordinary work in the world. And she's a beautiful representation of somebody who took her pain to discover her purpose. It led her to her purpose. And now she's using her life to help so many people. And I know there are many of you out there who suffer the sudden unexpected loss of a loved one. Depression and suicide is up 30% since COVID. It's crazy what's happening. And there are so many people who suffer with feelings of no hope. They believe that that's the way out. And something has to be done about it. And my own journey of my own suicide attempt led me from my most painful moment to my purpose, doing what I'm doing right now, which is why I wanted Cathleen on the show, because there's so much alignment. And we need to speak up about this. We need to share our stories together. We need to lift each other up and create the awareness that there is hope and there is help out there and that there's no guilt or shame about this. So, all right. So let me share with you the intention statement for today. And it is, I have today to overcome anything and heal. I have today to overcome anything and heal. A few weeks back, I had Steve Cedarquist on the show. I don't know if you remember him, but he talked about his reinvention and his new book and how he went from gangs in prison to a completely empowered life. And he's a reality TV star and he's an incredible designer and he's now doing purpose-driven work as well. And the title of that show was How to Overcome Anything. So there's a, symmetry in the themes here. So if you didn't catch that show, I'm going to invite you to do that. So go back and look at it. It was called How to Overcome Anything. But our intention statement for you is something that I want you to anchor in all week this week. Okay. And how we do that is my amazing Kelly. She makes the most beautiful wallpapers and they're on my Instagram page at Diane Forster Official. And if you go to Instagram, when you click on my name, Diane Forster Official, there's a little button here that says wallpapers. And if you click on there, you will see these beautiful wallpapers. So save these as your screensavers. Okay. Let the intention statement, the affirmation really sink in. It's through the repetition of seeing it over and over again that it gets anchored in. And you're looking at your phone, statistics say 150 times a day. So when you look at it, make sure that the first thing that you see is something that empowers you. So again, those are available at Diane Forster Official on Instagram. All right. There's a ticker running for it right now. Okay. All right. So before I bring on Kathleen, let's hear a word from our sponsor. This week's episode of I Have Today is brought to you by the Spifter. The Spifter is a fun sifting spoon that makes cooking, baking, and decorating with sugars and spices so much fun. No more mess or wasting your spices. It's fast, clean, and easy. Everything looks and tastes delicious. It's also great for straining loose tea, getting pesky broken cork out of your wine glass, and draining liquid off food like olives and capers. Whether you're a novice cook or a gourmet chef, you'll love the results. The Spifter, the kitchen gadget that no kitchen should be without. Okay, the Spifter is actually my invention, and it is an amazing kitchen tool. It does so many things, like you just saw on the ad, and guess what? It's holiday season right now. It's the perfect time to get them. So make sure to get it for yourself. Get it as gifts. It's the kitchen gadget that no kitchen should be without. So again, it's available at Amazon. All right. So now it's time for my interview with Cathleen Elle.
Hi, Diane.
So good to see you. Thank you so much for being here.
It's great to be here. It's really an honor to be on your show today.
Thank you so much. All right, let me share with the audience a little bit about you. Cathleen Elle is a #1 international best-selling author, a transformational speaker, certified intuitive success coach and healer. Kathleen teaches you how to revolutionize living through emotional, spiritual, and energetic processing, clearing everything from deep trauma to habits of behavior, and brings swift and permanent change to her clients. For more than 25 years, Kathleen provided exceptional service to her community. She owned and operated several small businesses, was an elected legislator, served alongside Vermont Governor Douglas, and a successful executive and lobbyist. As an elected official, she addressed the Brazilian parliament on women and minorities serving in the government. Her life's work drastically refocused in March of 2010 after her teenage son died by suicide. She became a certified success coach, a master RIM emotional processing facilitator, energy healer, and embraced her intuitive gifts. Kathleen's life purpose is to educate, inspire, and empower. Hello, those are our 3 words too. Those who have lost loved ones suddenly and unexpectedly, and people who are living with limiting beliefs, blocks, and stuck emotions that prevent success, and is launching her 2nd book, Shattered Together, which comes out October 6th, which is tomorrow. Wow, Kathleen, that is quite a bio.
I joke and sometimes say, like, who is that person that you're introducing?
Yes, it's you. And you know what? I want you to take that in actually right now. I'm going to coach the coach for just 1 second. Like, honor that. Yeah, that's you. How awesome is that? You're shining like the bright star that you are and using your life. Oh, I got goosebumps. And through authentic, honest, transparency, vulnerability ways, you are showing up so big in the world. So, which is why I really wanted to just share you with the world. So, all right, let's just ground for a second. Will you share your story with me and the audience and tell us what happened?
Sure. You know, on the outside, you heard the bio. So on the outside, the world thought I was a successful, driven, powerful woman. And on the inside, I was dying, because what was really happening behind closed doors is, for the last 18 months of my son's life, we really struggled. He struggled with some mental health challenges, and we tried everything. And it was a difficult, challenging time for us. And one day I was working at my job as a CEO lobbyist after all of my other service. And I was notified that my son had taken his life, and my world shattered. Yeah, my world shattered at that moment. And I found myself a few months later. Well, let me just step back a moment. Not only did Logan take his life, but he took his life when he was angry at me and not speaking with me. And he actually wrote a note that included that he didn't want me at his service.
Oh my goodness.
And right, it was intense. And I wanted to die too, to be honest. I have a daughter that's 13 months older than he is. And that's what kept me here on earth. And I found myself lying on Logan's grave a few months later, just begging, screaming, crying, wishing, pleading, whoever, whatever took my son, please take me too. I can't do this anymore. The heaviness that I was carrying on my shoulders, the pain I felt in my heart, I couldn't breathe. And I just wanted to end it. Nothing was clear up to that point. It was just living in a fog and existing. I really wasn't living. I was just existing. And then suddenly something, everything cleared. I stopped crying and I heard this very clear message from above. If this happened in your life, then you're meant to do something with it. Now do something. And it was at that moment I chose to change my response to my son's suicide, was to use that, everything in my power. I had the voice, I had the contacts. I was a public enough person so the media would pick up the story. So I really had a choice whether I wanted to die with my son and still live on this earth, or whether I wanted to use this experience to assist others in prevention and to assist others thereafter. So that's what I did.
Wow. So can I, if you don't mind me asking,
Sure.
where, I know you were at work, but what was the first thing you did when you got the news?
Collapsed to the
What did you
floor,
do?
and I screamed in sheer agony and collapsed to the floor and just said, no, not Logan, please, not Logan. And just like, I can go right back to that moment. I can tell you every detail right up until the moment I found out. And after the moment I found out, there's an A life and there's a B life. And we can talk a little bit about how I see that today. But after that moment, for many months, it was very much a fog for me.
Of course. So, all right. So you got the call. This is, our stories there's a lot of alignment and symmetry in our stories, different but similar. When you got the calling, what did you do next? What was that? What moved you into action?
Oh, it was that moment that's when I got up off from that grave. I mean, I spent more time there. I'm like, okay, did I really hear that? What was happening? There was some processing that had to go on for me at that moment. And then I'm like, okay, I need to call the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention chapter executive. And I started to do the to-do list. And if your viewers may or may not know me, but I am a doer. If I have something in mind, then I achieve that. And I started out earlier on in my life with a lot of trauma as a young child, where my birth father actually shot at us, both my sister and I and my mom. He was an abusive alcoholic, and fortunately, my mom was able to get out of that when I was later in almost high school, high school. And I have an amazing father in my life now, but that's how my life started. So I understand what it's like to be in that traumatic environment and how you create patterns from that. And so I don't know what it was, Diane. Like, I really felt like I always knew there was something more to life. And I'm sharing this because it's getting there. And so I've always been, if it's going to happen, I need to do it. So I'm going to take steps and take action to do that. And I hadn't gone to college when I was an elected official. I actually graduated college when I was serving for the governor. So everything I have done, I've worked hard to get there. And once I set my mind to it, I do it. So my way of dealing with things is to do, or up until Logan's transition. And even after his transition, I had the same response. It's like, okay, so this is my calling. I need to do it. And then I hit rock bottom again because I was trying to do and prevent and be all I can be for the world and not take care of me. And I was trying to honor my Logan and his name and his life by assisting others, but I wasn't caring for me because every single interview I would do, every time I was on TV, it would knock me back down for sometimes days, sometimes weeks, sometimes just hours, but it took a long time for me to get back up and do it again because I wasn't quitting. I had to do it to prevent others. I knew it was my life purpose to assist others, to be of service. And so that grew into not just suicide prevention, but it went into emotional awareness, emotional wellness, emotional health. And then I found energy healing. You know, I feel like I'm just sharing the whole story, but then I found
great. No, keep. I love it.
I did go through cognitive thought therapy because I was pretty angry for about a year at myself. Like I didn't even go into the local grocery store for several weeks thereafter Logan's transition because I was judging myself so much. Of like I was carrying so much pain, so much guilt, so much self-blame that I couldn't face my local community. Because if I could be a legislator and a government official and a CEO and a lobbyist and all this professional stuff and own businesses, how could I not save my son? And so I carried so much shame and so much self-blame that I couldn't even go to the local grocery store. So I eventually went to the place where I was holding so much anger that I started cognitive thought therapy, and then that led to post-traumatic stress therapy. And interesting enough, the PTS therapy had nothing to do with Logan's transition, had everything to do with what I hadn't dealt with as a child.
Right.
And so the gift that Logan gave me is that I eventually found energy healing, and I started to work through the limiting beliefs in my head, the emotional blocks in my body, and the trauma that was trapped in my soul through what's called regenerating images and memory, and then ayahuasca ceremonies and different things where all those shades that were blocking my light started to be removed. Yeah, it started to dissolve really because I could see the trauma from a different light. And I started to see my own light. I started to realize that while I am worthy, I am lovable, I am here for a purpose, that I am doing something for the world. And so that's Logan's gift was I got to heal some trauma in my life. And I was able to see, this is really profound from my perspective, is I was able to see that all those experiences through my life, whether it was, you know, early childhood abuse, divorces, you know, relationship traumas, whatever, there's all bullying, all the things that we all go through, that every single one of those were steps to create a strength within me to be able to live through my son's suicide and the way it happened. And so those were the gifts that were giving to me from a different perspective. So through the healing that I teach, that I provide, through the holding space for people to be able to share vulnerably and authentically with no judgment whatsoever, I'm able to help others through their pain. So my experiences are helping others. It's really.
Yes. Well, you're a remarkable woman. And isn't resilience something? And I love that you're right. It is all a gift. Even if it doesn't feel like it at the time, if you can find the gift in anything, you really, really can. If you choose to, you can find the gift. Yeah.
There is
And
a yeah, there is a gift in each trauma. That doesn't mean the trauma that you've experienced is not trauma. That just means there's a
right,
gift there that's provided to you for that. You know, if I could give my life today so Logan could grow old with his sister, I would do that. I'd be tortured so he could be here. I would do that. And yet that's not an option. So the only option here is to live my life in the fullest, best way that I can, and honor myself and him and every other person on this earth that has a right to live in this freedom. Like that's what I've experienced through the healing processes that I've gone through, that I provide for others. Is like we're free of this cell that we've trapped ourselves in by
yes,
hiding the pain, by masking it, by ignoring it, pretending it doesn't exist, by, all the things that we do in this world to avoid actually moving through the pain that we experience.
yes. Because we're, raised to worry about what other people think and, not show signs of weakness and keep up the front. And that was my experience. I had this have it all life, looked like I had everything. And deep down inside, it was a different story too. And it led to making me very sick, having part of my colon removed. My mom died of colon cancer when she was only 53 years old. I was heading down that path, and a suicide attempt. And I had a God moment too. I heard the voice, and the voice gave me direct order too. That's why I asked, what'd you do next? Because I'm a doer too. I went into action the next day. And it's so interesting that when you do open up and share your story and you are transparent and you are vulnerable, just how much love and support there is out there. And it gives everybody else permission to do the same thing. So it's about honoring you and being really true to you and tapping into that with no judgment, no guilt, and no shame.
I think it's so important for people to hear this. Like you, the listener, you can be free and you do not have to judge yourself. You do not have to, give yourself permission to come out from what you're hiding. I went through a process with Jack Canfield on the stage, which there's a chapter in Shattered Together. It's the 16th chapter where it has to do with what we're hiding. And he teaches, like other transformational leaders and like you and I do now, is the more you release what you're hiding, the better off, the freer you are. And you're also freeing up someone else, because usually your neighbor may be hiding the same thing you're hiding or hiding something worse. And so as you start to share your authentic, vulnerable truth, you start to give other people permission to do so as well.
Right, right. And because they want to feel that, they want to feel that connection with you, like, oh, she's just like me, or, it's not all roses and sunshine, and she's struggling with things, or he's struggling with things too. And we all do. Like
Yeah.
this life of ours, and I'm very intentional with language. I really try and keep it on the positive and not say negative words, and shift the energy, because I'm all into the energy too. But sometimes, life can be hard. It can be hard. And those are the moments that teach us the most, right? Those are the moments that allow us to grow. And those are the moments that allow us to connect with other people. And I love that. I love that process that you just shared. I'm excited to read your book. I'm really excited. Can you talk a little bit about your book right now?
Absolutely. I'm so excited that it's coming. It's launching tomorrow. The book isn't my book. I just need to, it is the universe's book. There are so many things about this book that was channeled, that was part of like a joint effort. Even the title was channeled. And the title Shattered Together is not just shattered, like shattered and then put your pieces back together, but shattered together because our energy is connected. While Logan's body, his human beingness is no longer here, his energy is all around me, and he is my partner in this. So it is our book. So I really like to just give the universe the credit for that. Even the book, the cover. So here's the cover. If you can see the cover, there's it looks like a lightning bolt down the middle of it. It's actually a profile of Logan's face. That's a profile of Logan. And
I see it. Oh, that's beautiful.
I woke up to this cover one morning from the divine, from Logan, and I didn't even know what the cover, just a week ago, we didn't have the cover. And then it all just falls into place because I knew that I was meant to do this. So that's just a little it is my story within the book, our story within the book. And what's beautiful about it is each chapter has a little daily practice at the end. So it's part memoir, it's a part teaching, and the other part is it helps you take step by step to move through your healing journey, because that's what it is. Just like life is a journey, and your healing process is a journey. There's no getting over it. There's no moving on. However, there is moving through. So you can move through your journey 1 hour at a time, 1 minute at a time, 1 year at a time. Wherever you are, that's what the book does. So you can read it from the front cover to the back cover, or you can look at the chapters and say, what's calling me right now? And you can go actually to that particular chapter and read from there. So each chapter has a daily practice that you can include in, and it shares with you what I use for tools for my healing journey. Now, your journey is going to be very different than mine, or not. It could be exactly the same, but everyone goes through their healing journey very, very differently. So yeah, it's a tool for you.
That's so beautiful. I love that. I love that. Not moving on, move through it.
Yeah.
Very powerful. And in the book, I know you have a grief prescription called the 3 Bs. Can you explain what those are?
Absolutely. So whenever you're going through any kind of stress, so I say it's, sudden and unexpected loss, and a sudden unexpected change in your life. The other thing I want to just mention is the book can be a preventative measure for you. So if you're going through stress, anxiety, and depression, this could be a great tool for you. And if you've lost someone or something suddenly and unexpectedly, this is a great tool for you. And so the grief prescription for me is called the 3 Bs. You have an A life, and your A life will no longer be, but your B life can be the best life it can be if you're willing to step into your journey. And so the 3 Bs that I recommend anytime when you're having something just catching you or taking you off track, is the first B is to be in the moment, because as you start to think too far out into the future, you start to create stories in your head based on what you knew, not what can be. So you just start to add more and more you just start to add more anxiety to your life. So be in the moment. And how you can be in the moment is to breathe. What I refer to is the 4 squared breathing process. And it's you breathe into the count of 4, hold it to the count of 4, release it to the count of 4, and hold it to the count of 4. And do that 4 times in a row. And what that does for you is it brings you back into the moment. So where you're following your breath, it grounds you. And it also helps circulate your energy. So your energy is in motion, so it keeps you healthy when you're going through such a stressful time. So if that doesn't help, if the 4 times in a row doesn't work, then do it 4 more times. Do it until you feel like you're grounded enough, so where you can continue to move to the next minute, next hour, next day. And the third is believe. Believe you're not alone. Believe you can make it through this. And believe that you do not have to feel the way you're feeling today for the rest of your life. You can move through it. You do not have to do this alone.
Hmm. That's so beautiful. More symmetry with us too, with the breaths, the
Yeah.
number 4. I love that. So
Yeah.
yes, so really in that moment, this is the best thing that you can do for yourself is just that, take that pause and, be present, breathe and believe.
Yeah. Believe you're
Powerful.
not alone. Just believe you're not alone.
Um, so I have to ask you a question, and I want you to just answer with the first thing that comes up. This is our intention statement that we do at the beginning of the show, which always starts with "I have today to." So I want you to please say "I have today to," and then answer what comes to you, whatever you receive. Would you mind doing that?
Sure. I have today to live and be my purpose in life.
Mm, beautiful. That's
Mhm.
beautiful. And so that's how we live here at I Have Today, intentionally with passion and purpose. How do you do that? What's that look like for you on a day-to-day basis?
Every morning when I wake up, Diane, I have a gratitude list. So I write 10 things I'm grateful for every single morning. And then in addition to the gratitude, I acknowledge myself. So I write 6 things that I acknowledge of myself every day. Because often, like I started out at the beginning, often we don't give ourselves credit. We are always giving it to someone else. We don't acknowledge what we've done. And your acknowledgement could be easily just, I put my feet on the ground today and I didn't stay in bed. So you can acknowledge yourself. So I meditate, I have affirmations, and I draw a daily oracle card and I exercise on a regular basis, at least 5 times a
Beautiful.
week. hmm
Yeah, that's
And
beautiful. I
and
love
so,
it.
yeah, it keeps me centered, it keeps me grounded. And as I make decisions throughout the day, now I'm not always perfect. None of us are perfect. So as I make
Right.
decisions throughout the day, I I I connect to my center, my heart center, not through to my head to make those decisions. Because when I make decisions that are coming from my heart, and not reactive through the thought process that makes it logical and what everyone else might think that I should be doing. When I make decisions that are coming from my heart, from my soul, it goes much smoother. It's easier. It is definitely a much more joyful, free life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Beautifully said. I love that. And your morning routine is truly, everyone needs a morning routine like that, whatever their version is. And I've got a nurture my spirit, mind, and body routine too. And that's that connection that we all need. We need to connect with ourselves first and foremost and
Yeah.
start our day that way. So,
And what that
all right, is
does,
there, mhm.
yeah, what that does is it starts to create trust within yourself. So as you start to make
Mhm.
decisions based on your heart and you see that it is smoother, it is more joyful, it is more connected, then you start to make decisions that are based on your heart more often. And then you just start to feel more free. And sometimes it is difficult, sometimes it is not easy. I left a marriage that was a very comfortable marriage 3 years ago, where most people in Vermont thought I was crazy. And in fact, I
Mm,
left because I wasn't living my soul purpose. And that was my stuff, not his stuff. And I actually left Vermont and moved to Charlotte, North Carolina. So I left the politics, I left everything behind and started my business. Now that wasn't a logical decision. I was being drawn from my heart. And that's how I got Shattered Together today.
that's amazing.
Mhm.
Amazing. Yes. So the message there is you've got to follow your dreams. You've got to follow your heart. You've got to follow your intuition and not worry about what anybody else thinks. And sometimes change, because my change was that big too. Sometimes change is really radical, but you have to trust and go with it, really. And look at you now and what you're doing now,
Yeah.
and you're feeling purposeful. You feel driven, and you're working hard. I know you are, but you feel like, oh my gosh, this is what I was meant for. I was definitely meant for more. And now I'm living it. And thank you, Logan, for being here today in this space with us, because I can feel you too.
Yeah.
What an amazing, incredible gift you are, the work you're doing. And everybody, we're going to have a link to how you can reach Kathleen. Please share your website with everybody, Kathleen.
It's CathleenElle.com. So it's just my name.com. You can connect with Chatter Together there. You can connect with some of my programs. I'm starting a program called From Grief to Belief Stepping Stones. So where it's an 8-week program for those who are virtual program, for those who are moving through their sudden and unexpected loss of a loved one. And I also have Sacred Healing Circles. So that has started, the Sacred Healing Circles. They're 90-minute circles twice a week. So you can do a subscription to that, or you can just do one at a time. And and then I have the one-on-one programs as well.
Great. Fabulous. All right. We've got a banner up there with Kathleen's website. It's CathleenElle.com. And do you have one final piece of advice you'd like to share with us?
I do. You are worthy. You are loved, and you deserve to live in a free, connected life. So take your first step on your healing journey. Whatever your journey has been, know that there has been a reason for that, and now you get to start to take that step. So take your first step towards your healing journey. Thank you.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much for being here, Kathleen. I look forward to reading your book and following you and staying connected with you. Okay.
Thank you so much.
All right. You're welcome. My pleasure. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Wow. So many insights. She's amazing. What she's done in her life and how she's transformed it. I loved the grief prescription of the 3 Bs of be in the moment, breathe, and believe you are not alone. That's incredibly powerful. That's so much of what we're about here at I Have Today. Really own this day, own the moment, own whatever it is you're feeling and going through at any given time, whether it's good or bad. Just honor it, own it, and breathe through it, and believe and know that you are whole. You are perfectly imperfect, and that you really just need to just be. Okay. All right. Gosh, we had so many symmetries, right, Kelly? Story. Incredible. So just love it. All right. So now it's time for the Mentor Me Minute segment of the show. So this is where I take your questions live and I mentor you for 1 whole minute on whatever it is you have going on in your life. You can literally ask me anything, whether it's related to health or relationships or love or career or money or family, anything. So the ways to do that is on Facebook. You can add your comments live right here, or your questions live right here, and I will answer them. Or you can write them into us at dianeforster.com/mentor me. So we'll put a banner up for that at the end of the segment. And if your question gets picked and I coach you and mentor you live on air, you're going to get an I Have Today mug sent directly to you. So let's go with the first question. I've been working in the same industry for 30 years and I want to make a career change. How do I start? Nancy, Massachusetts. Okay, Nancy. You've been working in the same industry for 30 years and I want to make a career change. Well, interesting question, given that I just had Kathleen on the show here, who did a career change, literally found her purpose. And that was my story too. After 32 years, I made a career change too. So what I'm feeling and sensing from you, dear Nancy, is you're at this moment in your life where you're getting the calling. You're hearing the whispers, you're getting the nudges that I want to do something more with my life. I feel like there's got to be more than this. Yeah, I could stay in my career doing what I was doing, but it doesn't drive me anymore. I could do it in my sleep, and you're getting the calling. Bottom line, you are awake. You're having your awakening moment. So what you're tapping into is you're trying to discover what your purpose is. So while Kathleen knows her purpose now, where she's helping people heal through trauma, my purpose is I'm helping women reinvent their lives, and how we're doing it, you've got to tap into what's your purpose. So I'm going to suggest one of my products for you, actually. It's called the 10 Days to Your Passion and Purpose program. And I'm going to give you a link to it, and I'm going to put Kelly on the spot because she didn't see this coming. But where you can find it actually is just go to dianeforster.com/shop. On my shop page, it's right there. It's 10 days to figure out your passion and purpose. And it's $10. Totally affordable. PPP. Oh, it's easy. The URL is easy. It's dianeforster.com/PPP. Passion Purpose Program. Easy peasy. Okay. So I'm going to ask you to do that. Make the commitment to yourself for the next 10 days to discover what your passion and purpose is. It's an awesome program. It's delicious. It really is. It asks amazing questions. You're just going to discover things and see how much you're really living in your passion and purpose. And it's helped hundreds and hundreds of women change their lives by doing this program. So, dianeforster.com/PPP. It's the 10 Days to Your Passion and Purpose program. So I hope that helped you. All right. PM me on Facebook and give me your shipping address so that I can send you a mug. All right. All right. Let's have the next question. Can you help me with my money mindset because all I do is worry about money? Sam. All right, Sam, you must know that we do a lot of money mindset work. In this show, I've got a mantra meditation on my YouTube channel that helps. It's helped thousands of people with their money mindset. It's actually on my website. If you want to go there and get the download of it, you can get the download of it at dianeforster.com. And as soon as you go to my website, it's going to be there. The free gift is right there. Because here's the deal. Everybody worries about money. Even the wealthiest people worry about money. They worry that they're going to run out of money or lose their money. Money is such a challenge. And so what we have to do is lift off those limiting beliefs that have been anchored in us since we were born that make us feel like we're not enough. And it stems from feeling unlovable, unworthy. And so money mindset for you is you probably, well, I know you do. You have this idea and this cap of how much money you're worth, how much money you should have. And if you go beyond that, you're going to figure out a way to sabotage that. So I want you to turn on the abundance money faucet, knowing that everything is energy, including money. Money as energy is love. Money loves you. Truly loves you. I learned that from Sarah McCrum. I read her book, Money Loves You. And money is everywhere. It literally is everywhere. So where you're blocked in your money mindset, and I get it. I work on my money mindset all the time. Still have to. Is you've got to do something every day to get that in check and keep it in check. And switch the conversation in your head, the words that you're using, the thoughts that you're thinking from this scarcity mindset thinking to abundance mind thinking. So we want to take an old belief and create a new belief. Oh, You've got to keep watching, Sam, because I've got a 6-day challenge coming up, Mindset and Manifestation. We're getting ready to launch it. We don't have the launch date yet, but I'm just throwing it out there that is really going to help you too. So what you want to do is take that old limiting belief and create a new limiting belief for it. And how you can do that is just start paying attention to what you're saying and how you're saying it and what you're thinking and how you can switch that around to be something more positive. Like, it seems like there's never enough money, instead of, I always have all the money I need and then some. It seems like every time I get money, it's immediately going out the door to something else. You've got to say, I'm with the flow, energetic flow of money in this universe, and it is supposed to actually be doing that, right? That I have a powerful money mindset instead of I worry about money all the time. I love how easily money comes and flows into my life. Could replace, I work so hard for my money. Think about things like that where you can pivot it and change it. And so that you're not focused on the scarcity. Do what Kathleen just taught also. I know I'm throwing out a lot of advice and I know I'm going over a minute. I always do. But be in the present moment. Realize all you have is today. All you have is today. All you have is this moment right now. So get really present with it. Breathe. And then just know and believe that everything is going to be okay and that money will come to you. You have no limits. All right? I hope that helped you. So Sam from Texas, make sure that you send me a private message on Facebook with your shipping address so that we can get you out your I Have Today mug. I'll send you the other version that we have. This one is a little feminine. So, all right. Thank you so much. Again, if you want to get mentored live from me here, right on air, ask me anything like those two people just did, Nancy and Sam. You can go do that at dianeforster.com/mentor me. Again, it's dianeforster.com/mentor me, and enter for your chance to get coached live by me right on the air. Okay? Wow, the show is going by quick. We're getting ready to do the mantra meditation, but before I do that, I just kind of want to recap the show. Again, the name of this episode was Heal Through Sudden Unexpected Loss of a Loved One. Our intention statement was, I have today to overcome anything and heal. Don't forget to go to Instagram at Diane Forster Official and get your wallpaper, your screen wallpaper there. Here's mine. Here's what it looks like, so that you can really anchor in these affirmations and they become a part of you. They just make your life easier. They do. And then I had my amazing guest, Cathleen Elle, on the show, and her book, Shattered Together, is being released on October 6th, which is tomorrow. So a powerful read for anybody suffering through loss, suffering through trauma. I can't wait to read it. And then we just did the Mentor Me Minute segment, where I answer your questions live here on air. And again, you can ask me anything, and it's really valuable. Take us up on that. So, all right. One last thing I want to share with you is, I don't know, about 2 months ago, something like that, I did a show on 8 powerful affirmations. And what we did is I shared with you the only affirmation you need for the 8 key areas of your life so that you can start living healthier, wealthier, and in greater well-being. So the positivity from that show and the response to that show was so incredibly powerful that a lot of people asked me if they could get a copy of that. So what I'm going to do for you right now is I am going to offer you the free PDF. And you can download the 8 affirmations for free at DianeForster.com/8 affirmations. And when you go there to register, just put in your information and we'll get it delivered to you where you can have instant access to them. These are super powerful. They are very intentional. The problem with affirmations, a lot of them, is why they're not working for you is you don't really believe them because they're not specific enough. You can't just say, I am wealthy, I am rich, I am a millionaire. That does not work. As soon as your brain hears that, your mind hears that, it instantly discounts it and negates it, because there's nothing for it to grab onto, and it doesn't believe it. It's going, no, you're not. No, you're not. Every one of the words in these affirmations is extremely intentional. So you're going to feel the shift when you get them. So excited to share that with you. So I wanted to share that with you right away. So don't forget DianeForster.com/8 and the word affirmations. So get your free copy right there. All right. Oh my gosh. Let's do the mantra meditation. Let's do it really, really quickly, because I'm almost out of time. All right. Get centered, get focused. Close your eyes. We're going to breathe in for 4 seconds, breathe out for hold it for 4 seconds, and then breathe out for 8 seconds. And I want you to just breathe it all out like you're blowing out birthday candles. We're going to do that 2 times, and then just listen to the words. Are you ready? Here we go. Breathe in for 4, hold it for 4, and breathe out for 8. Breathe in for 4, hold it for 4, and breathe out for 8. I have today to love my life. Something really good is going to happen to me today. I can feel it. Miracles, big and small, I notice them all. Yes, 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 thank you. I have today to see the gifts and the opportunity in every experience and moment in my life. I have today to find my purpose and live in my power, knowing that I'm never off my path. I have today to listen to the signs and pay attention to the whispers from the universe on what I'm meant here to do, why I'm here, how can I serve, how can I live the life that I came here to live, touching as many lives as I possibly can. I have today to know that there's nothing I can't overcome. I have today to know how resilient and strong I am, that there's nothing I can't be, do, or have, that I can live my life in the present moment, intentionally empowered, knowing my worth, knowing my perfect imperfection, knowing how loved and supported I am by those in my life and by the universe herself. I have today to live my best life, use it wisely, live it intentionally, cherish every moment, and pass my love on to every single person that I meet, knowing that I am loving, lovable, and so loved. And so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much for being here today. I want to thank Cathleen Elle, my guest. Please remember to follow me at Diane Forster Official. Subscribe to my YouTube channel at I Have Today with Diane Forster. And get your money mantra meditation at DianeForster.com, and get your free 8 affirmations at DianeForster /8 affirmations. All right. Thanks so much for being here. We'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.